let's take it back to some of the early offensive struggles in this game for the White Sox. What's going on with the approach? Tim Anderson starts the game off, sets the tone like we like to see. Obviously, more news there to talk about, but White Sox unable to do anything in the first portion of this ball game. Is that a result of Cubs pitching or just bad White Sox offense?
It's a combination of the two, and it's really something we've seen pretty much the entire season to this point. Marcus Stroman was going out there aggressively pounding the fastball within the strike zone, utilizing sinker slider combination. So he went out there and he was doing a good job of working ahead of guys, inducing soft contact, getting a lot of ground balls, which granted against the White Sox doesn't say a lot because they like to beat the ball into the ground more than just about any team in the league. But Stroman went out there, had his usual game plan, was able to go and execute it. And he was making some good quality pitches in there and getting a lot of soft contact. So it was really a combination of the two.
Yeah, and just not what you like to see. I mean, it was more of the same. You're watching, your Twitter timeline. You're watching the ball game. You're talking to people about this. A lot of negativity early on because it felt and it still kind of feels more of the same. Unable to get runs across the plate, just nothing going there. But I just don't understand. Like, can the Sox just start with a runner on second base every inning? Is that the key for the White Sox success? I don't know what it is because the story all year, Steve, has been this team can't hit with runners in scoring position. And then all of a sudden they just turn it on in the extra innings of a crosstown game for basically the first time we've seen this offense just kind of click through. And everybody was all out of sorts because of all of the moving players around and you're on a short bench already. It was just wild to watch. Like, why did that show up when it did?
Because baseball is weird. There simply is no other explanation for it. Like you just talked about, this team has been really inept at being able to cash in runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs. We saw that with Reese McGuire and Adam Engel in the bottom of the seventh inning when they had an opportunity against Marcus Stroman. So it just kind of felt like, okay, here we go. It's the same song and dance that we've seen all season here. And then you get into that spot, you give up the run in the top of the 10th inning, you find a way to scratch and claw, you tie the thing up, then you give up 2 in the top of the 11th, and you're thinking, okay, they're just going to put us out of our misery here with that second run. And then they find another way again. It was so bizarre. I mean, in a lot of ways, this was almost kind of a win you saw from this team a year ago when they would find different ways to get wins from some guys you didn't expect, guys like Billy Hamilton, guys like Brian Goodwin. We haven't seen that type of magic here in 2022. So it was kind of a flashback to that a little bit.
And that felt good. I mean, there's, at least for me, that felt good because you want to find ways to win baseball games kind of in that fun manner. And this was kind of refreshing, at least for a moment. It takes your mind off of the Tim Anderson injury because you just want to watch your team play baseball and win. Goodwin and Hamilton, actually, for some reason, I mean, this is like deja vu. I was thinking about them during this game as well, Steve. I miss both of those guys right now for some reason. I feel like the clubhouse has needed that kind of fun mentality, winning baseball games like this, just stealing games from your opponent that you had no business winning, I think helps build that forward momentum.